Alright, I have a battle with you here today against HyperKadaj. God, I hope I pronounced that right. Um, from my YouTube channel as well as Twitch. And this is a really, well, as you'll find out, close match, and I wanted to post it, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so here we go. So, another person who named themselves May, I guess. I guess that's because the anime name of, yeah, that character. Anyway, so he leads with Dushakan, which is a, what is this? This is a Sarcophagus, I think? It's a Gen 5 ghost, really bulky. I actually would like to use it in Gen 5. Either way, he's going to mummy me as I switch out with U-turn, and I go on a Shuckle, and this Shuckle is pretty much just set up things. It's it's very much a utility Shuckle, but it's one that one of my viewers wanted me to use, so I decided to use it. Anyway, he just goes for the Will-O-Wisp. It doesn't really hurt Shuckle that much, being that this Shuckle mainly just sets things up. Now he goes for the Toxic Spikes, which is kind of premature in my opinion, because I do have a Poison type that can just get rid of them, so I'm not really sure why he did that. I just set up the Stealth Rocks myself, which he won't be able to get up just by switching in, so I count that as a win on my part. Either way, I am going to switch out here as he decides to go... Oh, actually, he goes for the Hex, sorry. As I go for the Sticky Web. I forgot, I got the Sticky Web up, which doesn't actually hurt him that much. Sticky Web, if you don't know, it's a entry hazard that lowers the speed of Pokemon that switch in. Now, he has a very bulky team, as you'll see. He only has, like, 2 Pokemon that can be considered fast, so it doesn't really hurt him as much as it would most people, but yeah, it's still better to set it up than not. Now I go out into my Dragalge, which is a Gen 6 Dragon, and another Pokemon that someone requested me to use, and I've been itching to give it a try. This is actually a Choice Spec set, and he goes out in his Ferrothorn, which, which is a pretty obvious play, to be honest, but, yeah, I just went for the Draco Meteor, and even though I crit, that's all I do. Specs, crit, 140-something base power move, stabbed, yeah, it doesn't matter to Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn is going to take any special move like a boss. So, I go out to my Victini as he goes for the Leech Seed, and that's somewhat annoying, and yeah, he's going to go ahead and Protect. This is a Protect Leech Seed Ferrothorn, so he's going to be able to scout my move here, and that makes me sad. Now, I go for the Wild Charge, and the reason I do that is because I know that he's carrying Mega Slowbro, and I was hoping that he would switch into it predicting V-Create, and, yeah, that's sad for me. Unfortunately, he does see my, Wild Charge, and that is, I believe, a Choice Scarf Victini. Maybe it's a Choice Band. I don't remember. Either way, he goes out into his Dugtrio, which is going to get the speed reduction, so my Keldeo should be able to outspeed it. And the reason I switch, obviously, because I didn't want him to switch out into Slowbro. Sorry, I didn't want him to stay... Well, I didn't want him to stay in, because Wild Charge would not be doing a whole lot to Ferrothorn. Either way, so he goes back out into Cofagrius against my Keldeo. Keldeo is one of the most used Pokemon, one of the most OU Pokemon in Gen 6, as a kind of a mixed sweeper, and that's what this is. And, yeah, as you can see, my... Hydro Pump did a ton. So I go for a Icy Wind, hoping to finish it off, and I do. Actually, it's kind of a risk now that I'm thinking back on it. Either way, it does kill, so I'm pretty lucky there. Icy Wind is not a very powerful move, so I probably took a risk there, but it did end up hurting me. So now I make a misplay here, and I go for Protect as he goes for the sub. I wanted to see what he'd use, and yeah, that's not good, because now he gets a free sub, and that's just never good. And I took a bit of a risk here. I went into Crobat. Gengar can carry Thunderbolt, which he would have used if he had it against Keldeo, but thankfully he does not, as he just goes to the Sludge Bomb, which I resist. And this is a Choice Band Crobat, a Choice Band lead Crobat. This team of mine does have a lot of choice Pokemon, doesn't it? Either way, I go for the Brave Bird because I remembered something for once. Crobat gets Infiltrator in this generation, and Infiltrator will bypass Substitute, so... Pretty good play for me there. I guess he didn't see it coming because he stayed in and Gengar died. So he goes out into Ferrothorn, which is a good play because, yeah, I'm locked into Brave Bird and I would pretty much kill myself if I attacked it. So, yeah, I'm just going to go out into my Mega, which is Mega Lopunny. I've been meaning to try it out for quite some time. And, yeah, I finally decided to do that today. Either way, he goes for the Leech Seed, which, you know, is pretty obvious. And I know he's going to just Protect, but I figure, hey, I might as well show off what I'm going to do. I do have Fire Punch on this Lopunny, so I just decided to go for that. It's X4 effective and should kill it if it hits. Of course, he does go for the Protect, so he is going to see it coming. But, what can you do? So, yeah, he gets some free recovery from his, Leech Seed. I'm going to switch out because I don't want to be taking any more Leech Seed damage, and once again, I just don't want to risk him going out into Slowbro against something that's not going to be able to do much damage. So he does end up going into his Slowbro as I go into Drag Algae, and I'm like, okay, I wonder how much a Choice Specs Draco Meteor can do, because I am so afraid of this Slowbro. Looking at my team, Mega Slowbro counters it completely, and yeah, I can't deal with that. Unfortunately, Draco Meteor does not kill him. He doesn't actually Mega Evolve, which at the time I thought was a misplay, but looking back on it, it's actually a really good move, and I'll explain why in a minute. Either way, he goes out into Ferrothorn to take my Draco Meteor because he knows, even with my reduced special attack, another Draco Meteor will kill a Slowbro. But yeah, I just go for a Draco Meteor against. Now that it's weakened, it's not going to do much at all to Ferrothorn at all. Anyway, so this Ferrothorn is going to get off yet another Leech Seed, which is kind of annoying, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I just decide to let him have it. I go out into my Shuckle, actually, because I did predict Leech Seed, and yeah, Shuckle doesn't really care about it. He ends up not going for the Leech Seed and just going for the Spikes, so that's actually a pretty good play. I guess he did predict Shuckle, and went for the Spikes just to set them up. Kind of feeling going to be an annoying entry hazard for me, because I don't have any other flyer. I have Crobat, but aside from that, Spikes does hit all of my team, so pretty annoying entry as I just kill myself due to trying to go for Infestation for some reason. I don't even know why. Either way, I go into Lopunny again, and I do not have a Leech Seed up on me, so I can just go for Fire Punch with no fear, and yeah. He does protect this turn, and I make a stupid play here. I should have realized he was going to go into Slowbro, and I guess my mind was just like, okay, maybe he'll stay in, because Slowbro is just too obvious here. I should have went for the return, because that might have actually done it. That might have killed Slowbro, but it doesn't happen because I went for the Fire Punch. And as you can see, that Slowbro is more healthy than switched in. Slowbro's normal ability is Regenerator. It doesn't get its Shell Guard or whatever it is that prevents critical hits until he Mega Evolves. So a lot of people will like to not Mega Evolve Slowbro just so they can abuse Regenerator, which is a pretty good play for him. Either way, as you can see, Victini, I don't even have to worry that Victini might be Scarfed because of my Sticky Web. I'm just able to outspeed it anyway and kill it. I don't even know if it was, but in case it was, yeah, it's not going to do much. So now he does go into Slowbro, and this thing is now healthy enough to Mega Evolve and just slack off. There's no, I mean, it's to the point that I can't kill it with Return. So he made a really good play there, keeping his Slowbro not Mega'd, just so he can get enough life back that he can Mega Evolve it at a later time. And I am like, basically. I'm so scared of the Slowbro. Thankfully, he doesn't go for the Calm Mind this turn. He goes out just for the slack off, thinking I would continue to damage him, I guess. I go back into Drag Algae, and at this point, I'm going to hope that I can do significant damage with Sludge Wave, because if this thing gets a Calm Mind, I'm screwed. I don't have any status, which is Mega Slowbro's real weakness. If you can get a Toxic off on, it's not as bad, but Mega Slowbro cannot be critically hit either, so I'm at a real disadvantage. As you can see, Sludge Wave does a little bit over half, so at this point, this Drag Algae is my only shot to take care of Slowbro. I don't really have anything else in my team that can do damage to it, and if he gets a Calm Mind, that's pretty much gone, because then I won't be able to get a 2-hit KO off with Sludge Wave. Either way, I go out into Keldeo against this Ferrothorn, as he sets up Leech Seed predictably, and yeah, I kind of had to give him a Leech Seed there. This Ferrothorn is being a real nuisance, might I say, right now. But yeah, now I am going to switch out, thinking that he'll protect, which I believe he ends up doing. He does end up protecting, or does he switch? No, it's a double switch, that's right. Okay, so he switches out into Slowbro. He knows I have Wild Charge, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe he'll go back out into Ferrothorn. Turns out that was a stupid idea on my part. He's actually pretty safe here, because, yeah, Slowbro has a crap ton of defense. Doesn't even matter if I go Wild Charge, it won't even do that much. So I make a big misplay here, thinking he might switch out. He doesn't, as you can see, and goes for a Calm Mind, which is the worst case possible scenario, basically, because now Sludge Wave has no shot of 2-hit KOing. So, my worst dreams are now enacted. This Slowbro, if it wanted to, can probably sweep me at this point, which is not good at all. He's going to slack off this turn, and I do go into Drag Algae anyway, And I'm like, well, what do I do now? He can, if I go try to go for a Draco Meteor, which is stronger than Sludge Wave, he's just gonna slack off, and then he can continue to slack off. I have no shot, basically. I go for the Sludge Wave just to get the damage. He does kill me with Size Shock, so there goes Dragalge, and I am boned. There is nothing on my team that can stop this thing. But I'm gonna play it out. I know that I have no chance, pretty much. As long as he has slack off PP, and he has if he has a PP max, it's 16 PP. I'm pretty much screwed. I get the fake off for damage. I go out into Victini. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. It's really not very good for me. I decided to see how much Wild Charge would do, and as you're going to see in a minute, even if I went for a Wild Charge, it wouldn't have mattered. Wild Charge is only slightly more powerful, I think, against this thing to V-Create due to Victini's abilities making V-Create hugely powerful. But, yeah, so Slowbro does kill my Victini, and that makes me sad. So now I go out into Lopunny again to get the fake off and return stuff going on, hoping that maybe he'll misclick and not go for a recover, or a slack off, but he does. And yeah, that sucks. I'm going to lose Lopunny now because Lopunny cannot take a hit from Slowbro. I think I just continue to stay in and just go for the return. And yeah, I think he does kill me here with a Scald. So now I go out into Crobat, and once again, I pretty much consider myself defeated at this point, but I'm still going to play it out. He ends up making a huge misplay here. I go for the Brave Bird. It's my strongest attack. This is a Choice Band Crobat, as I said. And he doesn't slack off, which is a huge misplay. My Crobat would have basically killed itself on the Slowbro. If he just would have continued slacking off, there's no way I could have killed him due to, in fact, I can't crit, and I would have killed myself with Brave Bird. But now he's opened the door to me actually coming in and sweeping with Keldeo. Even though Hydro Pump is resisted, Keldeo is strong enough and has Life Orb to take it out. So that was huge, a huge misplay on his behalf that opened the door to help me to win. Now Keldeo is my last Pokemon, it is Life Orb, so it's still possible for him to win. Now, Dugtrio can't outspeed me due to the fact that I had Sticky Web up, but he does have Sucker Punch, which is resisted by Keldeo. Gives me a pointless Justified there, and allows me to kill Dugtrio. And he has one Pokemon remaining, and that is Ferrothorn, which cannot survive a Keldeo. And due to the rule changes in Gen 6 that prevent ties, due to the fact that he is going to take the damage before I take my Life Orb damage, that is a victory for me. So it ends up being a 0-0 victory, as you'll see in a second. I go for the Sacred Sword to finish off his last Pokemon. I die as well with my Life Orb, but because the Ferrothorn fainted first in Gen 6 rules, you'll see in a minute, you'll see the message say, I am the victor, but he really could have had that if I wanted to. Slowbro, Mega Slowbro is ridiculous. It definitely feels Uber to me. I know people are discussing if it's a suspect. I think if I had to rate it, I would probably say Slowbro is probably Uber, and I wouldn't be shocked if it gets added to that tier at a later time. But boy, that was a very close game, 0-0. Well played on both sides. He did misplay at the end there, and that caused his loss, but overall, he played very well. Either way, today's question of the day has to do with Star Wars, which the new movie is coming out tomorrow. So, multi-part, do you like Star Wars? I am somewhat of a Star Wars nerd myself. Part 2, if yes, what is your favorite Star Wars movie, and are you looking forward to this one? If not, well then, just say no. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you guys again next time. Bye!